The village did not speak his name. They whispered only one word: monster. When the sun went down, doors closed. Windows were locked. Children were pulled inside. No one stayed outside after dark, because the monster lived near the dead land, beyond the last broken fence. Past dry trees and black rocks, there was a small house made of metal and old wood. No lights, no smoke, no sound. That was where he lived. No one remembered when he arrived. Some said he fell from the sky. Some said he came from underground. Some said he was a punishment. But everyone agreed on one thing. He was not normal. His body was too strong. His shape was not right. His skin carried scars that no human should survive. His eyes were calm, cold, and silent. That silence scared them more than anger ever could. Inside the metal house, the monster sat alone. He did not sleep much. He listened. Every night, he listened to the village. He heard fear in their voices and hate in their silence. He understood their words. He always had. Once, long ago, he was human too. A sound broke the night. Footsteps. Small, light footsteps. The monster lifted his head slowly. No one ever came near his home. Not ever. The footsteps stopped at the edge of the dead land. The monster stood up. He did not grab a weapon. He did not hide. He waited. A small shadow moved forward. Moonlight revealed her face. She was not human. Her skin was blue, soft like the sky before rain. Her eyes were large and bright, filled with fear and hope at the same time. Her clothes were torn and dirty, too big for a small body. She was shaking. The monster stayed still. The girl took one step forward, then another. The wind screamed across the dead land. Far away, village lights flickered. The girl's legs failed. She fell. The monster moved. In 1 second, he crossed the space between them. The ground shook under his weight. The girl closed her eyes, waiting for pain. It did not come. Strong hands lifted her gently. She opened her eyes. She saw his face. Deep scars. Metal lines under skin. Eyes that had seen war and loss. She did not scream. She did not cry. She reached out and touched his face with her small blue hand. The monster froze. No one had touched him in years. The girl whispered something softly. He did not understand the words, but he understood the meaning. She was asking for help. The monster looked toward the village. Lights were moving. Shadows were coming. He looked back at the girl. Slowly, carefully, he carried her into his house. The metal door closed behind them. In the village, fear spread fast. She went to the monster. He will kill her. The alien is dangerous. Torches were lit. Weapons were taken. The village moved together like an angry wave toward the dead land. Inside the house, the monster gave the girl water. She drank fast. He gave her food. She ate like she had not eaten for days. When she finished, she looked at him again. This time, she smiled. Something hurt inside the monster's chest, a feeling he had forgotten. Hope. Outside, voices grew louder. The monster heard them. He always heard them. He kneeled in front of the girl and spoke slowly. You must hide. She shook her head. No, they will hurt you. She grabbed his hand. Her fingers were warm and small. She spoke one broken human word. Papa. The monster stopped breathing. Outside, the door was hit. Once. Twice. Come out, monster. Give us the alien. The monster stood up. He placed himself between the door and the child. His body became a wall. The door broke open. Firelight filled the room. The villagers froze. Behind the monster, the alien girl stood, not hiding, not afraid. She wrapped her arms around his leg. Weapons were raised. She shouted with all her strength, "He is not a monster." Silence fell. The monster did not move. He did not speak. But for the first time, the village saw something they never expected. The monster was protecting a child, and the child was protecting him. Before the village called him a monster, he had another life. Before the scars, before the metal in his skin, before the silence. He was human. Long ago, he wore a uniform, not fear. He had a name, not a curse. He stood with other soldiers under a wide blue sky and believed the world could still be saved. The war did not start on Earth. It started above it. Ships fell from the sky like burning stars. Cities shook. Radios screamed. Orders came fast, then stopped. The enemy was not like humans. They did not shout. They did not hate. They only advanced. The man fought on the front line. He watched friends fall. He watched hope burn. But he did not run. When his unit was surrounded, escape was impossible. The sky was black with enemy ships. The ground was red with fire. Then everything went dark. He woke up on a cold metal table. Bright lights cut into his eyes. His body would not move. Voices spoke around him, calm and cold. Not human voices. Not fully alien either. They spoke of him like he was already gone. Compatible. Strong. Useful. Pain came next. Pain that had no end. His bones broke and healed again. His blood burned. Machines went into his body. Metal joined flesh. Something new was built from something human. He screamed until his voice died. They did not stop. They told him it was for Earth, that he would be a shield, a weapon, a last hope. They lied. When the experiments ended, the war was already lost. The enemy was gone. Earth survived, but barely. There was no place for what he had become. So they left him on a broken world, with no orders, no purpose, no name. He walked for days through ash and ruins. His body did not tire, but his mind did. When he reached the village, people screamed. Children cried. Guns were raised. He raised his hands. "I won't hurt you," he said. They did not listen. A shot hit his chest. It did nothing. That was the day fear was born. They chased him away. He did not fight back. He never did. He walked until the land died around him and built a home where no one wanted to go. Years passed. He watched the village from far away. When storms came, he fixed broken walls at night. When animals attacked, he scared them off before dawn. When fires started, he stopped them before anyone noticed. The village slept safely and never knew. They only saw him when fear needed a face. Monster. He accepted the word. It was easier than explaining pain. Then the girl came, and the past came with her, because she reminded him of someone else. Someone small. Someone lost. A memory he tried to bury. During the war, there was another child, human, trapped in ruins. Everyone else ran. He went in. He carried her out while fire fell from the sky. She lived. He never saw her again. Now, in the blue girl's eyes, he saw the same fear, the same trust, and something broke inside him. That night, while the village slept and hate cooled into silence, he sat alone and remembered everything he tried to forget. He remembered his name. He remembered what he was made to be. Not a weapon, a protector. Outside, the ground vibrated. Far away, deep in space, something old had awakened. A signal answered another signal. The girl slept peacefully, unaware that her arrival had changed everything. The monster stood at the door, staring at the dark sky. The past was not done with him, and the future was coming fast. The girl did not fear the dark. She slept peacefully on a thin metal bed, her small chest rising and falling in slow rhythm. Soft blue light moved under her skin like stars breathing. The monster watched her from the corner of the room and did not sit down. He stayed standing, always ready. He did not know her name. She had not told him. Maybe she did not remember it anymore. When she woke up, she looked around slowly. The metal walls, the quiet room, the tall shape near the door. Her eyes stopped on him. For a moment, fear returned. Then she smiled again. "You are still here," she said in simple human words. He nodded. "I stay," he replied. She sat up. Her body was small, thin, too light for a child who should have been safe. He noticed how her hands shook when she tried to hold the cup of water. Without a word, he steadied it for her. She watched his hands closely. "They are big," she said. He did not answer. "Warm," she added. That surprised him. No one had ever called him that. She drank, then looked at him with serious eyes. They chased me, she said. He already knew. They killed my mama and papa. The words were simple. Too simple for something so heavy. He felt the old pain again. The kind that does not scream, but stays. Why? He asked. They are afraid, she said. They think we are monsters. He looked away. Yes, he said quietly. They do. She tilted her head. But you are not. He said nothing. She slid off the bed and walked toward him. Each step was careful, like she expected the floor to break. When she reached him, she placed her hand on his chest. She felt the metal under skin, the slow, steady power inside him. You are broken, she said softly, but not bad. The words hit harder than weapons ever did. Outside, the village was watching again. Shadows moved near the dead land. He could hear their whispers even through the walls. Monster. Alien. Danger. The girl heard them too. They want me, she said. Yes. They want to hurt you. Yes. She thought for a moment, then asked a question that froze him. If I go, will they stop hating you? He kneeled in front of her, slowly, carefully. No, he said. They will find another reason. She nodded, like she understood something very old. My people run too, she said. Running never ends. That night, she told him her story in broken words and long pauses. Her world was green, full of light. Her people did not fight. They built, they sang, they learned. When the ships came, they did not understand why. The sky burned. Her parents hid her. They told her to run and not look back. She ran. She never stopped until she fell at his door. Outside the house, something changed. The air felt heavy. The monster sensed it before machines did. A signal. Old. Quiet. Waiting. The girl gasped and grabbed his arm. They found me, she whispered. Who? My people. He looked at the sky. Nothing moved. Yet they will come, she said, and humans will be afraid. He stood up. Then I stand between. She looked up at him. Even if they call you monster? He looked down at her. Especially then. She smiled. That night, she slept close to him, her head resting against his side. For the first time in many years, the monster did not listen for hate. He listened to breathing. Far above them, in the cold dark of space, light slowly turned toward Earth. The girl had been found, and the world was about to choose what kind of monsters it believed in. Morning came, but peace did not. The sky was gray, heavy, like it was holding its breath. The monster stood outside his house, watching the village from far away. The girl stayed close to him, her small hand holding part of his coat. The village had not slept. Fear does not rest. It grows. Men gathered in the center. Voices rose. Hands pointed toward the dead land. The monster is hiding the alien. She will bring war. He must be destroyed. No one spoke of the nights he protected them. No one remembered the quiet help. Fear was louder than memory. Torches were made. Old guns were loaded. Even people who once looked away now stood in the crowd. When the village began to move, it moved as one dark body. The monster heard them coming. He turned to the girl. Stay inside, he said. She shook her head. No, she said again. He did not argue. He never forced her. He only placed himself in front of her as they waited. The first stone hit the ground near his feet. Then another. Monster, someone shouted. He did not move. Firelight filled the dead land as torches rose high. Faces twisted with fear and anger. The girl stepped forward, but he stopped her gently with one hand. Behind me, he said. She obeyed. A man from the village stepped closer, his hands shaking around his weapon. Give us the alien, he said. This ends now. She is a child, the monster replied. She is a threat. No, he said. Fear is. The words made the crowd angry. They did not want truth. They wanted control. A shot was fired. It hit his shoulder. The sound echoed across the land. The girl screamed. The monster did not fall. Smoke rose from his wound, metal showing under torn skin. The villagers stepped back, shocked. He is not human. He cannot die. More shots came. He took them all. Each step he took forward made them step back. Not because he attacked, because he refused to. He stood like a wall that would not break. The girl ran from behind him and stood in front. "No!" she cried. "Stop!" The monster reached for her, but it was too late. A man raised his weapon again. Something changed. The air vibrated. The ground hummed. The girl's skin began to glow. Soft blue light spread across her body, brighter and brighter. Symbols formed in the air around her, ancient and alive. The villagers dropped their weapons. Some fell to their knees. The monster turned, shocked. She was crying. "I did not want this," she said. The sky above them split with light. A deep sound rolled across the land, not loud, but powerful enough to shake bones. A voice spoke, not from the sky, from everywhere. "Do not harm the child." The villagers screamed. The monster stepped in front of her again, his body glowing with reflected light. "If you want her," he said, voice steady, "you come through me." The voice paused. "You are the one." The monster looked up. For the first time since the war, something recognized him. The light faded slowly. The sky returned to gray. Silence fell. The village stood frozen, broken by what they had seen. The girl collapsed into his arms. He caught her. She was weak now, the glow gone. "They will come," she whispered. "Soon." He held her close and looked toward the sky. "Yes," he said, "and this time I will be ready." The sky did not change right away. That was the worst part. The village waited, frozen between fear and hope. Smoke still rose from the torches lying on the ground. Weapons were dropped, forgotten. No one spoke. The monster stood at the edge of the dead land, holding the girl in his arms. She was light, too light, like the world had taken something from her. Slowly, she opened her eyes. "They are close," she whispered. Above them, clouds began to move in strange lines, like something unseen was pushing through the sky. The air felt thick, heavy, alive. A low sound followed. Not loud, not angry, controlled. The sound grew until the ground vibrated beneath every foot in the village. Then they saw it. A shadow passed over the land. People looked up. A massive ship broke through the clouds, smooth and silver, silent in its power. Lights moved across its surface, like flowing water. More shapes followed behind it. 1, 2, 10. The sky filled. The village screamed. Some ran. Some fell to their knees. Some prayed. The monster did not move. He had seen ships like these before. Warships. But these were different. They did not aim weapons. They did not attack. They waited. A beam of soft blue light touched the ground in front of the monster. The air inside it shimmered, and a figure appeared. Tall, calm, alien. Its eyes focused on the girl first. "Child," the being said, "you are safe now." The girl tightened her grip on the monster. "I will not go without him," she said. The being turned its gaze to the monster. For a long moment, it said nothing. Then it did something no one expected. It bowed. Gasps spread through the village. "You were made to destroy," the being said, "but you chose to protect." The monster felt old memories rise. Cold tables. Bright lights. Pain. "You were not abandoned." The being continued. "You were forgotten." The words cut deeper than weapons. The villagers watched, silent, as truth filled the air. The alien spoke again, its voice reaching every ear. "This human was changed to defend your world. When war ended, fear made you turn away from him." The villagers lowered their heads. Shame spread slowly. "He has guarded you for years," the alien said, "while you called him monster." The monster looked toward the village. Faces he recognized. Faces he saved. No one met his eyes. The alien turned back to him. "Come with us," it said. "There's a place where you will not be feared, where your pain will be understood." The sky opened wider. A path of light appeared, leading to the ship. The girl looked up at him. "Can we go?" she asked softly. He did not answer. The village waited. The monster stood still, carrying the weight of two worlds. One that feared him, one that accepted him. The alien waited. The sky waited. And for the first time since he became what he was, the choice was his. The light from the sky waited. It did not pull. It did not force. It only waited. The alien ship stayed silent, hanging above the village like quiet giants. Wind moved to the dead land, carrying dust, fear, and regret. The monster stood still. In his arms, the girl shifted. She looked up at his face, reading it the way only children can. "You are thinking too loud," she said. He almost smiled. The alien commander stepped forward again, careful, respectful. "You were built for war," it said, "but you became something else. Come with us. You will never be hunted again." The monster looked at the path of light, leading to the ship. He imagined a place without stones thrown at his walls, without screams, without the word monster. A place where his scars meant survival, not fear. Behind him, the village stood silent. A man stepped forward, one of the elders. His hands shook. "We were wrong," the man said. His voice cracked. "We were afraid." The monster said nothing. Fear had spoken those words before. A woman followed. Then another. "You saved us," someone whispered. The monster remembered the nights, the storms, the fires, the blood he washed from his hands before dawn, so no one would know. The girl slipped from his arms and stood between him and the village. She looked small under the wide sky. "They are scared," she said to him. "But they are not bad, just slow." The alien commander watched her closely. "Child," it said gently, "your people need you." She nodded. "I know." Then she turned to the monster. "But I need you too." The words landed heavy. He knelt in front of her. "You can go," he said softly. "You will be safe." She shook her head hard. "No, safe is not alone." The village held its breath. The alien commander's voice grew serious. "If you stay human, you may die here. Fear does not leave easily." The monster stood. "I already died once," he said. "This is what came back." Silence followed. Then something unexpected happened. A child from the village stepped forward. A small boy, shaking, holding a broken toy. He looked at the monster's metal arm. "You really saved my sister?" the boy asked. The monster nodded once. The boy walked closer, slow, careful, and placed the toy on the ground near his feet. "Thank you," the boy said. That was when the monster felt it. Not pain, not anger, something warm. The alien commander watched the scene and spoke again, this time to the sky. "They are learning," it said, slowly, like all young worlds. The light path began to fade. Gasps filled the village. "You are choosing them?" the monster asked. "We are choosing balance," the alien replied. "The child will stay, but she will not be unprotected." The ground behind the monster shifted. From the earth rose a small structure, smooth and glowing, alive with quiet power. "A shield," the alien said, "for the village and for you." The girl laughed, a soft sound that cut through the tension. "See," she said, "not monsters, just family that argues too much." The monster looked down at her. "Family." The word felt strange. "Right." The alien commander bowed again, deeper this time. "Humanity will be judged by what it becomes next," it said, "not by what it feared yesterday." The ships began to rise, slowly, like stars returning to the sky. One by one, they disappeared into clouds. The sky cleared. The dead land felt lighter. The monster turned toward the village. No one raised a weapon. Instead, people stepped aside, making a path. Not out of fear, out of respect. He walked forward, the girl at his side. Some villagers lowered their heads. Some cried. Some simply watched. At the center of the village, he stopped. "I will not protect you in the dark anymore," he said. "If I stay in the light." The elder nodded. "That is fair." The girl squeezed his hand. "See," she said, "monsters don't talk like that." He finally smiled. Small, but real. That night, for the first time, the village slept without locking every door. And the monster slept too. Not because the world was safe, but because, at last, he was not alone. Morning came slowly, like the world was not sure it was allowed to begin again. Light touched the village roofs, soft and careful. Smoke rose from a few fires. Doors opened a little, then a little more. People stepped outside and looked around, as if expecting the sky to change its mind. At the edge of the village, the monster stood still. He had stood there many mornings before, watching from far away. But this time, he stood inside the village line. No one pushed him back. No one shouted. They only watched. The alien girl stood beside him, holding his hand. Her blue skin looked brighter in the sunlight, not glowing, just alive. Curious eyes moved from house to house, face to face. Some villagers stared. Some smiled. Some turned away, still unsure. Fear does not leave quickly. It walks slowly, looking back often. A woman was the first to move. She was older, her hair gray, her hands rough from work. She carried a small basket filled with bread and fruit. When she stopped in front of them, her hands shook. "For the child," she said quietly. The monster looked down at the girl. The girl smiled and nodded. "Thank you," the monster said. The woman froze for a second. Then she nodded once and stepped back. Her eyes were wet, but she did not hide it. After that, things began to change. Not fast, but real. A man repaired the broken fence near the dead land. 2 others helped him. No one asked the monster to leave. Children watched from a distance, whispering, pointing, then laughing when the girl waved at them. She waved a lot. By midday, one child walked closer, then another. Soon, the alien girl was sitting on the ground, drawing shapes in the dirt. The children copied her. She showed them symbols from her world. They showed her letters from theirs. The monster watched. He did not step in. He let it happen. That night, the village slept with doors half open, not because they trusted everything, but because they wanted to try. The shield the aliens left stood silent at the edge of the village. It did not shine bright or make noise. It was just there, like a promise that did not need words. Days passed. The monster helped openly now. When storms came, he fixed roofs in the daylight. When animals came too close, he scared them away where everyone could see. People thanked him. Some only nodded. Some said nothing at all. That was fine. He did not need praise. He only needed peace. One evening, the alien girl sat beside him and watched the sky turn orange. "Do you miss the stars?" she asked. He thought for a moment. "I miss who I was," he said, "but not where I was." She leaned against him. "My people say home is not a place," she said. "It is where you're not alone." He felt the truth of it settle inside him. Later that night, the village gathered, not because of fear, because they wanted to speak. The elder stepped forward. His voice was old but steady. "We were afraid," he said. "We feared what we did not understand, and fear made us cruel." He looked at the monster. "You protected us even when we did not deserve it." The elder bowed. The village followed. The monster did not bow back. He simply stood. "I will stay," he said, "but I will not hide anymore. I will protect in the light, or not at all." The elder nodded. "That is how it should be." The alien girl squeezed his hand. "So," she asked softly, "can monsters be daddies?" The monster looked down at her. He thought of war, of pain, of being left behind. Then he thought of small hands, of laughter, of choice. "Yes," he said, "they can." She smiled wide, proud. That night, the monster slept inside a real house. Not metal, not hidden. A house with windows and a door that did not lock from fear. The village slept too, not because the world was safe, but because they were finally facing it together. Far above the planet, beyond the stars, something watched, not with weapons, with curiosity, because humanity had done something important. It chose compassion over fear, and in that choice, it proved something powerful, that monsters are not born. They are named, and names can change. If the story moved you, please like the video. It helps the channel grow. Subscribe for more emotional HFY Sci-Fi stories like this. And comment below. Do you believe monsters can become heroes? Your support keeps these stories alive.